Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my account tour video. I waited until January to begin working on this video because on the 8th it was my first Genshin anniversary. As a disclaimer, I do want to say that I'm not free to play. I do get the battle pass and the occasional welcome, but I would still describe my account as a low spender account. So if you're interested to see how much progress I've made after only a year, please keep watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I came into my teapot so I had better control over the music that's in the background. So I guess we can show off the teapot that I've worked the most on, I guess. Which I haven't worked on it a lot, but maybe I will in the future. I do enjoy coming into the teapot every day and like looking at all the characters. Nahida swing. And my Yunjin because I really love her character design. I think this was from the last lantern, right? And we can go inside. And my Ningguang and Layla. I love Layla. Me and Layla share a birthday. I really love these little character figurines that we got from the event a month ago or so. And I like to come and say hello to Paimon. I love Paimon no matter what anyone says. And I don't think she's going to betray us in the end. I don't know. I just don't think that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so now let's get into the characters. So the way that I'm gonna do this is, since my account is not super old, I don't have a lot of artifacts or weapons that my characters don't have to share. So I'm just gonna show the characters that I do have, but I'm not gonna really go into details on how I equip them unless I have like a specific way that I do play them and a build that I'm satisfied with. So after I go through characters, then I'll go through weapons I have and then artifacts. I have Arena. I used to play her on Wolffang until I realized that I'd never had enough ER on her. So usually now she's on Favonius or Skyward Blade, but it's usually Favonius now. And I enjoy playing her a lot. She's one of my stronger Hydro characters. I don't have any constellations, but it's possible that I would get at least C1. That's her talent levels. She is not, she doesn't have her final ascension, but that is one that I'm going to be working on soon. Bennett, I use him in every single one of my teams. I don't have dialogue volume on, so that was very quiet. I need his final ascension too. He's usually on Favonius now. Or Skyward Blade. I usually run him on Noblesse. I have C5. I just got his C5. C6 would be cool. I don't have it yet though. And it's not really a priority for me. Talent levels. Do want to level up his burst whenever I do his final ascension. I don't want to talk about the fact that a lot of my characters have level 6 normal attacks. I don't want to talk about it. Now, on to a character that I just got and that I'm super excited about. This is my Lali. This is her build right now. It's not amazing, but I haven't had her for that long, so it's okay. I love putting her on sacrificial fragments. It helps a lot with her ER, and also it looks very pretty on her. It kind of looks like it's made for her. I have her on scroll. I haven't done a lot with Obsidian Codex in her, simply because I don't have any leveled up pieces that would be for her. But I got her C2, and that's awesome. She is like amazing at C2. Even with a super low invested build besides for constellations. Like for what she does, she's great. I'm super happy that I got her C2. I got that 2 days ago, I think. And for C1 I triggered Capturing Radiance. And then we're on to one of my first characters and one of my favorite characters, my Gaming. Gaming is one of my favorite characters to play. He is so fun. I have him on Serpent Spine. And I usually run him on Marchusei Hunter with Farina. But I do want to get a good Crimson Witch build for him. I think that would be fun to use with Sitlali. But even on Marchusei Hunter, he is so strong. I do have his C6, but I think I had him at C1 for a very long time, and he did good damage for what I was doing at the time, but C6 is great, because it's crit rate and crit damage increased. And my Traveler. I level 90'd my Traveler. I don't know why I did that. I did that before I knew better. I don't have a build on her. Onto my Clorinde. My Clorinde is like one of my favorite characters to play as well. I do consider myself a Clorinde main, which is kind of hard to do. For some reason, her damage is not that great on my build. I don't think her artifacts are correct. I have a R5 Finale of the Deep. I was thinking of going for her signature, but I did a damage calculator for my current build, and it just isn't worth the wishes. I know it's a good weapon in general, but since I used all of my wishes on Sitlali banner, I'm not going to be able to get Absolution. And I equipped her with the artifacts that I usually use her on. So with her artifacts equipped, that is her ratio. She gets a certain amount of percentage from her passive. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think this feather skews it too much crit damage. That's a better balance, but it just depends on what I feel like playing. On to my Navia. She has her final ascension. That's not her weapon. But now we're getting into the problem that I have. I do have an extra Serpent Spine for her, but it is not leveled yet. So I just do a lot of weapon and artifact swapping. I usually use her on Nighttime Whispers. I do need to use some more resin in this domain, but her pieces as of now are not terrible. I would like a geo damage bonus. That's her off piece. This is a recent upgrade for me, and so is the feather. I wouldn't mind upgrading this as well, but this is kind of her ratio. Not enough crit rate at all. Not enough, but sometimes she hits hard, and that's fine. She is definitely somebody that I need to invest more resin and time into, but she's very strong. I need to crown her skill. I probably will at least double crown her eventually, but with my resources right now, it's not something I can do. Okay, so let's move on to Chenyun. She doesn't have her final ascension. I don't know how much of a priority it is for my account right now to final ascend her. I think it just depends. I usually put her on Favonius. And VV, or sometimes whenever I want to have fun with my account, I put her on Marchusei Hunter and run her as a DPS with Farina. I think the plunging playstyle is very fun, so whenever I feel like it, I'll bring that team out for dailies or stuff like that. It's not the strongest team, but it is fun. I think with more investment, it would be more fun. And she is C0. My Clorinda is C0, and also my Navia is C0. I forgot to add that. Here's another case where I leveled up her normal attack too high. I do use her normal attack sometimes to get Favonius energy refunding or whatever. And then I have 8 talents. On to Kazuha. Whenever I use him, I usually put him on a Favonius or Iron Sting, depending on who else is having, who else has favs on in the team composition. His ER on this build is, it's fine, but he is a character that I don't use as often anymore. I'm not good at using him. I think that's my problem. I just need to actually invest more into him to make him a better unit for Abyss and stuff like that. I think he's fun to play for sure. I actually do use him with Clorin sometimes. Don't have any constellations on him either. And now let's move on to Nahida. Not fully ascended yet. She should be. I usually put her on Favonius or Sacrificial Fragments, but again, things have to be swapped around. And she's usually on Deepwood because I haven't configured a better build for her than that. I think that's just her best, and it works. I don't have any constellations. A goal for me is her C2, because that's an amazing constellation, and I was hoping that by getting Nahida, which I did a wishing video on, her last banner, I was hoping to get C2 with the amount of wishes that I saved up. It did not happen. And now we can move on to who I lost a 50-50 to on her banner, which is my Tagnari. And I'm actually happy with having Tagnari on my account, even though I don't use him a lot. I did do a building video on him. I just don't use him a lot, but he is definitely fun. If I am playing him, he is usually on Skyward Harp. And he's not equipped, but I would put him on Gilded Dreams. He is C0. I wouldn't mind that C1. I don't know a lot about his constellations, but like C1's pretty good. Or actually, I lied. I put him on Wanderer's Troop. Not Gilded. It's not great, but I don't use him a lot, and he's not very invested in yet. That's my talent levels for him. This is my Mona. I actually named my dog after Mona. She was one of the first characters that I used a lot, and I still take her out from time to time because I think she's fun, and I enjoy like her voice lines and stuff, and the alternate sprint is very fun. Whenever I'm using her, she's usually on Widsith, and I was doing a Marchusei Hunter build on her. Typically, I put, she uses Emblem whenever I'm actually using her as a supportive. And now on to my Arlecchino. And I love Arlecchino, which I think a lot of people do, but it's fine. I've been using her on gladiators with a EM goblet whenever she's in my melt team with Sitlolly, and I'm very happy with that build. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My Clarin takes a lot of my good fragment pieces, and Arlecchino works very well on Gladiator, so until I get more fragment pieces, I will probably keep her on this build. I don't have any constellations, sadly. I guess C1 would be good. I don't know, C1 and 2 are interesting. But she's so strong as it is, especially with C2 Sitlolly. But it's not a priority to get constellations. Now on to my Lisa, which I love playing Lisa. Lisa's very fun for me. I did a build video on her too. Whenever I take her out, she is a on-field DPS, and I run her with Farina and use Marchese Hunter. I have her C2, which I'm pretty proud of. I don't know why. I love my standard characters, constellations. It feels like more rare than getting a 5-star constellation. Her C2 is interesting. It's not interesting, but it helps with playing her since she's so easy to interrupt her hold skill. I would like to crown her skill and also probably eventually her normal attack, because that's what does her plunge multiplier, and I will use her with Shenyun whenever I do the Marchese Hunter build. So now we're moving on to a newer addition, which is my Fischl. She's not fully ascended yet. It is a priority for me to fully ascend her because I know she gets more value whenever you fully ascend. I will run her on Fav, or I only have a R1 stringless, so I don't really use it much on her. But whenever I get refinements, for sure, I will level up to stringless fully and switch to that. Kind of the build that I have for her right now. It's not amazing. And look, she's silently doing her idol. I only have her C1, so that's kind of why I haven't really invested in her yet. But I only recently just got her. I have not leveled up her normal attack at all. She has 8/8 talents. Now onto my Chevreuse, which I feel like I need to invest more in. It would make my Clarin have better damage if I came up with a good overload team. Usually put her on this weapon. And Song of Days Past. I only have her C2. Would love this, but not yet. I don't think she's coming on the next couple of beginners either, so it's gonna have to wait. These are her talent levels. They could be upgraded, but she's not a priority right now. This is my Xiangling. I usually put her on Favonius, and she'll go on a pretty good emblem build. I have 0 constellations. I enjoy using her. I'm not tired of her yet, but I've only been playing for a year, so I think a lot of people are tired of her being so strong. She is a character that I would like to invest in more than I have so far. On to my Wanderer. He does not have a competent build at all, so I probably won't even show it because I don't have any pieces for his set. He is very fun, but I don't know. I don't know how much I'm gonna invest in him until I get like very bored. His talents are pretty leveled for being level 70. No constellations. And now we can move on to Jean. Whenever I use her, which I don't use her often, she's on Skyward Blade. And she will go on a very attack heavy VV build. And her talents are not very strong yet, but that's just... She's at level 70. There's only so much you can do. But I will say, she's pretty strong at level 70. For the times that I have brought her out to use with Farina, she's strong. Now on to this sweet little girl. I love Chi-Chi. I hope I never get a constellation. We have Alhaitham. I never use him. I thought getting an Ahito was going to make me use him, but it's not the case. I don't have a great weapon for him. I think he's a great character design. I do have C1 Alhaitham. I don't know. I just don't see myself using him unless I get a very good weapon and figure out how to actually play him. Next, we're moving on to Ningguang. I do use Ningguang quite a lot with my Navia. I think this weapon is very pretty on her, so I will use Solar Pearl on Ningguang, and I will use 2-piece Archaic and Gladiator. I only have C1, which sucks. Yeah, I love Ningguang. Next, we're moving on to one of my favorite characters, Farazan. Whenever I use her, she is on Favonius, and she'll go on either Noblesse or Vivi, depending on who else is on the team. I only have her C4. I wish I had C6. It would make my Cloud Retainer DPS team probably a lot stronger. I think eventually I'll get C6. These are my talents. And again, level 6, normal attacks. So unnecessary. Okay, next we're moving on to Layla. I haven't used her in a while because I got Sitlali. I guess that's not a while. But when I'm using her, she's on I don't know. I think this weapon's very pretty on her, but I haven't leveled it, and I think I would probably put her on Sacrificial. So on to Rosaria. I actually use Rosaria a good amount, especially now since I got Sitlali. I think a double cryo core for the team is great with Bennett. And then you can kind of flex slot the Pyro DPS to be anybody. I like Rosaria. I think her character design is pretty interesting. I feel like no one else has eyes like that. I have C4. I wouldn't mind C6. I don't really have any physical teams, but it's a DPS improvement even if it's not a physical team. These are her talent levels. I definitely need to invest more into them, especially her first. Now onto Diona. I think she's very cute, but I don't use her a lot. I'm very close to getting C5. I mean, C6. And these are her talents. Level 5, normal attacks. Imagine the amount of Mora that I would have if I didn't do that, but I did that with like all of them. Here's my Kaya. I don't use him a lot. I don't plan on using him much until I get cons, but that could take years, so. Now on to Kuki, which I know she's very strong, so I should probably send her past level 70. I don't really know. I don't have a good weapon option for her. If I do, please let me know. I would probably put her on Fav or Sacrificial Sword. None of these pieces are leveled, but I did farm for her a little bit, but never leveled up the pieces. I have C3. I wouldn't mind more constellations. Onto Beto. I used Beto a lot. And she's talking. And you can't hear her though. I mean, look at her. She's like almost perfect. Her build, not so perfect. And she has no weapon. Since I have her C2, or what is it? C1. Sometimes I'll use her as a shielder, but it's not great. Onto Yao Yao. I love Yao Yao. I actually want to like invest a lot into Yao Yao whenever I have the resources. He usually goes on this weapon. or a fav, depending. But this refunds energy, so I usually keep it for the HP percent. Or C3 Yao. I would love C6 because I feel like that's awesome to have C6 Yao Yao. Here's her talent levels. I use her a lot actually. Level 70, yeah, Sing Show. I'm always so unsure on how to say his name. Yeah, he's strong. I don't use him a lot, even though I should. He would be on Sacrificial Sword and a emblem build. I do have his C6. He definitely needs more investment than level 70 because I know at C6 he's very strong. And here's my Barbara. I don't use her a lot. I think she's very sweet. I like to take pictures of her. She's very cute. I have her C3, and here's her talents. Next on to Toma. Sometimes I use him if my team keeps dying and I need a shield. Honestly, would probably put him on Black Tassel or Livonius for ER, and I guess I'd put him on Emblem. I have C4 Toma. There's my Yanfei. I love Yanfei. She's very pretty. If I was to use her, she would be on Wood Sith. But I don't have a good artifact set for her. I do have C5. Here is my Nilou. I say that because I had no business getting Nilou. I got her on Navia's banner, and it was mostly because she came out with that incredible skin, and I wanted it. And I don't have it, and I haven't even bothered to ascend her to 70. Kind of because I don't understand how to do bloom teams. Like, I don't know. Noelle. I think Noelle is very interesting because she has that. What is it? She does this, and so does Sucrose. And no other character does that. So why did they only pick them? I don't know, because this is very cute. They should do that with more characters. Here is a character that I actually did use a lot in the beginning of my account. Here's my Sucrose. I actually have a lot more interest in Sucrose, now that I know she is pretty strong. I love her character design. And she also does this thing. I guess I would put Sacrificial Fragments on her, and also a VV build. I have C1, which I think is a good constellation for her, but yeah, she's level 60. On to my Kale. In recent history, I kind of have used her. For, I guess, since I don't have a lot of Dendro characters that I enjoy using, so she is one of them. She would probably be on Deepwood if I equipped her. I have her C2. I got both of these from Standard Banner. And now on to my Amber. With Sitlolly's released, I've kind of taking her out just for fun. And the damage is like very surprising, even at level 60. So for that, she'd be on Skyward Harp. And I don't remember what I had her on. I think I put like 2-piece skill, 2-piece burst just to see what kind of damage I would get. And I have C2, which I just recently got. That's what I was doing with Sitlolly. I think I got like 80k on Baron Bunny detonation. I think it was around 80k, but it was funny. I had a lot of fun doing that. My Yunjin. I love Yunjin's character design. And I don't know, I think they really did something with her character. Onto Goru. He's cool. I don't ever see myself building him. My Sethos. If I enjoyed playing bow characters, I would probably invest in him. But even if I leveled him, I don't see myself playing him. I do have his C6. Which I think that means he could be very strong, but I just don't. I don't have the resource. Or I don't enjoy playing bow characters. Next, I have my regretted Kaching. This is who I chose from the 5-star selector, and I wish that I would have got a Jean constellation, or even a Mona constellation. I have not built her past 40. On to my Dia. She was the second character that I lost a 50-50 to on Nahida's banner, which I do think I'm going to build Dia eventually on a instructor's build. It's not a priority yet. I have nothing equipped on her. Here's my Kachina, level 40. She is C6, so I do think I will build her for my Navia team. My Fremine. I love Fremine's character design. I love how he puts that helmet on. It's so sweet. I haven't really played with him much. I have a C5. That's pretty cool. I didn't know a C6 did that. My Sarah. Sarah has an amazing character design, but from what I know, her kit isn't amazing. Story, like the most tragic backstory, and everybody hates her. If I ever see one, it is not a priority for me. I also just don't like the glasses at all. My Kave. Kave's cool. But again, I don't play Dendro much. That weapon looks cool on him. I have a C4. My Kirara. And she has the free skin from the summer event, which... she is so cute. I do see myself building her for a shield in my Claran team. My Xinyan, not sure how much use I'll get out of her. I do like her guitar, and I think her hair is very cute. Liyue. I don't know anything about her. All I know is she turns into a ball. Next. Charlotte. Charlotte is very cute. She is a cryo catalyst. And she's a healer, so maybe eventually I'll use her with Farina. I got her from Standard Banner. Chongyun, not much to say. That's a pretty cool idol you got there, but next. Grazer. I'm just not interested. And Candace. One of the best character designs in the game. I don't care what anyone says. The hair is amazing. The halo, amazing. So, Sitlolly's been sitting here for a while, and we are done showing off the characters. I do want to go to my archive to show who I have and who I don't. By characters owned. So, this was my first limited 5-star. And interestingly enough, I also got Mona on the same day. Right? Or am I tripping? No, I'm not. But she was not a 50-50 loss. I got her on the standard banner. So what's that about? And a character that I am very interested in obtaining is Zilonin, for sure. And, where are you at? Yaimiko. And I think Eula. I think I want a Eula and her signature. I don't know why. Okay, and now we're done looking at characters, so I will join you guys probably tomorrow and film the next part of this, because this took a while and I want to edit it tonight. Okay, so it is a new day, and I'm back to film the next part of it, which is gonna be my weapons and artifacts. And I decided to come sit over here. I wanted to find this spot where Shenyun sits, but I cannot find it. So my weapons situation is not great. It's functional for sure, but I don't have any signature weapons. I think it's due to the fact that my account is just not old enough, and my priority has been obtaining characters instead of pulling on the weapon banner. Here are my 4 5-star weapons. I just got Lost Prayer on the standard banner, and also a mouse bow. So I got 2 5-star weapons in a row for my 5-star on the standard banner. I have R2 Skyward Blade and R1 Skyward Harp. I get use out of these 2 weapons a lot. I have Battle Pass weapons. I'm working on leveling up 2 copies of Serpent Spine, so my Navia and Gumming don't have to share that. I have a R4 Sacrificial Fragments and a Woodsith. I have a Refinement. Oh, actually I have 2. I have a lot of copies of the Woodsith, but I'm starting a different one. I don't want to take it to R5. So I have R2. Then I have R2 Favonius Codex. And then I have this one that I want to level. Also just got another Favonius Lance and a Favonius Sword. Now I kind of understand the value of Favonius weapons, so those are kind of the ones that I want to level up next. I have some event weapons, but again, I've only been playing for a year, so I don't have any of the old ones, although I wish that I did. I just R5'd this one for my Clorinde. I do think it's worth doing, since that's probably going to be her weapon until I end up getting some kind of crit substat sword, because I don't have that right now. I was using Blackcliff Pole on Arlecchino for a long time until I got Deathmatch, and that was a significant upgrade. But yeah, I don't have a lot of weapons, but I don't think it takes away from how functional my characters are, at least right now. But eventually I will be pulling on a weapon banner. I just don't have anything that I want to pull for yet. So next we can look at my artifact. I do have an artifact problem. Most of my resin goes towards artifacts and leveling them. And I have a good amount of artifacts for only of having an account for a year. Definitely need to work on actually leveling all of them. But these are kind of all the ones that I have leveled to 20. I have a lot of fragment pieces. Because I spend a lot of time in fragment domain, and I even farmed that today because I want to have complete sets for Clorinde and Arlecchino. I have probably a lot of good unleveled artifacts. It's so expensive to level artifacts. Recently I've been farming a lot of the Codex domain for my Sitlali. And I definitely need to farm more of Nighttime Whispers. I also spend a significant amount of resin in Marchuse Hunter domain and Golden Troop. I started to farm this for Nilu and a way to have a 2-piece HP. And then I did some farming in Flower domain. I have not leveled any pieces from it. And I have some unleveled emblem artifacts, and that's probably going to be a video that I make soon, is farming emblem for a week and leveling them, because I think that would improve my account a lot by having multiple sets of emblem, since I only have, I think, 2 sets, and the second set is not great. I have some unleveled noblesse pieces that I need to figure out what to do with. I strongboxed that today. I think that I heard so don't quote me on it. The strongbox has a higher probability of giving you a 4-line, so I've kind of been strongboxing everything that I can. So the way that I do that is if I don't have anything specific that I want to farm for that day, I will go to Fragment or Cinder City and Codex Domain because you cannot strongbox those. So I'll spend all of my resin on that, and then I will go use those artifacts that I get that I don't want because a lot of them are not good. And then I go use those artifacts to farm or to strongbox for sets that you can use there. And I think that's a good system to do. Have some, I don't know why some of these have stars. Like, why does that have a star? I think it because it had ER on it. I might end up leveling that. Or even that. But that's kind of where my 5 stars end. And then I do lock a lot of my 4 stars. I don't know why. Oh, I have kind of started to invest in keeping my instructor pieces because I would like to build an instructor Dia, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But now I save these pieces. I recently used a lot of my fodder on something. I don't remember what it was. I do try to do some artifact farming and Mora farming. I need to do that after I'm done recording this. But yeah, here's a lot of my artifacts. I think artifact farming is one of my favorite parts of the game. I think a lot of people have a different opinion on that. This is my favorite piece. Mostly because of the 30% crit damage. I don't think I have another piece like that. And this is my Clorinda piece. It's okay to go a little bit more crit damage heavy on a Clorinda build because she gets crit rate from her passive. I like this one. This one is on Sitlolly. That one's pretty decent. My Alakino goes on that one if I use a fragment build on her. This is the one that I made in the transmuter. It didn't roll horribly. I was happy to get a good amount of crit rate. I don't remember what other piece I used in the transmuter, but I don't think it was very memorable if I can't remember what it was. But this is what the transmuter gave me, and it's a piece that I use, and my Arlecchino build is great. Like, I'm very happy with it. That's her off piece, though. My Tagnari has a piece that I like because it rolled pretty heavy crit damage. It's this one. The other substats suck, but I like that 33% crit damage. But yeah, I don't really know how to showcase this in a good way, but I just wanted to show off the artifacts and weapons that I have. And I came to Liyue to find Shenyun to sit with, but I cannot find her. I don't know where she is. So it's a new day, and we're going to be moving on to talking about my exploration progress, showing off a lot of the achievements that I have completed in a year. So we are in Mondstat, and I love to come back here for the nostalgia of it. Even though it's only been a year since I've started playing, I enjoy coming here to craft things and also for Imaginarium Theater. I never noticed you can see the, I guess it's the Venti statue, right? At the cathedral. And I brought Mona out, which I got her very early game, so I used her a lot, and I want to bring out a character for every region and walk around and talk about my exploration with them. So let's open the map, and as you can see, I have not completely 100%ed Mondstadt. It is a goal of mine, I think. In the near future, I would like to use the compass to get all of these. I don't know how much rewards I'll get from it, but I guess for achievement hunting, it's important to open all the chests that I can find in 100%. the area completely. Mondstat was my last region to get the reputation reward from in the wings. I don't know why. I think I just started doing others first. We can just go look, because I think I did do it recently. I wish it told me how long it's been since I maxed out my reputation level here, but I finished all of the quests and I got this, but I don't have it 100%ed yet. But I might make a video on that because I think for like the nostalgia of it all, I think it's a nice video to watch of 100%ing regions. Kind of wish that the game stuck to its roots a little bit more, but it's fine. I love the game regardless. And Dragon Spine, I guess that's also a part of Mondstadt. I'm at 95%. Currently, I don't want to focus on 100%ing it because I don't think the compass works, and it is not my favorite region to be in, although it is very pretty. I like the music.
The pure waters of melted snow are optimal for hydromancy.
The voice lines for people, I think it's very fun to be here and listen to what they say about being in the snow. I wonder if in Snezhnaya they're going to be the same voice lines or different. I guess with Nod Cry, we'll find out if that's going to be the case or not. We can move on to liyue. Oh lord. We get to take out my first main Beidou, I believe. I believe it was Beidou, or Gaming. But I still use Gaming a lot, especially with Sitlali's release. He's been very fun for me to play. Liyue is so beautiful, and we're about to be coming back here for Lantern Rite, which I do want to do a Lantern Rite series because I joined the game in Lantern Rite of last year, or it was almost Lantern Rite, I believe, since it was the 8th of January. I love Beidou. Beidou is close to being one of my favorite character designs because I enjoy the characters that are based in like realism, if you know what I mean by that. I guess that's why I like Mona too. It's, I don't know, like the colors are more subdued, and I like whenever they have like more natural hair colors, and I don't think there's a lot of like dark brunette characters. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, I love her design. And she's a pirate. Like, how cool is that? But let's look at my exploration. Liyue was my first region to reach max reputation level, and I have not completed exploration, but I am very close in the regions. Chenyvale is also Liyue. I love Chenyvale. Chenyvale is one of my favorite regions in the game. It is so beautiful. I need to do the, what's it called? This thing? I have not done all of that yet. Liyue music is also like S tier for sure. If it's not inazuma music playing in my teapot, then it's definitely Liyue music. And we get to go listen to the best voice line in the game.
Cheap and tasty chop suey!
Yep. We can go look at all the quests I've completed, and where the hell is this place? Oh, max level, and I guess I do still have some. I think some of these are story quests. Oh no!
Wow!
Oh my god.
3 days later.
Okay, we made it out of there. Oh, I forgot to talk about the chasm. The top part of the chasm, I'm not even, like, I feel like I have so much left to explore there. And the underground of the chasm is kind of the same thing. So, I do want to actually go to the chasm to look at it, because I think my experience with seeing the chasm for the first time was a very memorable experience for me. I guess that sounds a little silly, but For me, this game is super important, and I am not. I've always loved video games, but I've never really been one to play them. I just like to watch them. The exploration experience of seeing the chasm for the first time and its design was great. I don't know if there's anything that could compare to that other than maybe Inazuma, but for a different reason, I think. I don't know, I just felt very lucky that I found this game and that I get to explore. It truly is one of the most breathtaking areas of the game, in my opinion. So now we can move on to Sumeru, and we can start off in Sumeru City. I put Tagnari and Nahida on the team because they are from Sumeru. These are both very new additions for me for my account. Sumeru was a great experience for me as well. I love like the rainforest, and the enemies in Sumeru are very cool. Now we can open up my map. And here is something that I am a little bit ashamed to admit, that I did this in only a year, or less than a year really. I have 100%ed the entirety of Sumeru. In probably about 9 months, maybe 10. My Statue of the Sevens are maxed out too. And I also have maxed out my tree. I guess we can see when I completed that. So let's look at Sumeru. Oh my god. In 7 months. That's how long it took me to max out the Tree of Dreams, and then also upgrading my Statue of the Seven, their final level. And I completed the R&R quest in 2 months. Here's my desert exploration achievements. I don't recommend anyone do this for like the sake of not touching grass at all this year, and also because of the amount of exploration I have done, I don't have a lot left to explore, meaning it takes a lot longer for me to save up wishes. So if you're wondering, how did you get this many 5 stars and build characters in a year? It's because I explored the entire map. I speed ran Genshin accidentally. And I don't recommend anyone do that, because now I don't have a lot left. It's a cautionary tale against speedrunning, because it has not really been helpful in the long term. But I love Sumeru, and the characters are great. And Dendro is such a fun element that I still have not completely figured out, but we're getting there. I realized I was supposed to go to Inazuma first, but I did not. So, let's go to Inazuma. I took out Kuki and Sara. I don't have a lot of Inazuma characters. I wish that I did, but I do not, so I decided to take them out. Sara has one of my favorite designs in the game, but I don't play her. Obviously, she's still at level 40. I enjoyed exploring Inazuma. I know a lot of people did not, but I did. I love Inazuma music. I enjoy like the architecture and stuff of Inazuma. And I enjoy like a lot of the character designs, and my dream character is Yaimiko. So hopefully Inazuma Chronicle banner is actually a thing, because I would love to get her. And now I can show you my Sacred Sakura's Favor. I also have maxed out the tree. I don't know what to say. I love Genshin, and I have not touched a lot of grass this year. also have 100%ed most of Inazuma, except for Sarai and Surumi, and Kinamiya. I need to come back here to do quests and stuff. But yeah, I have 100%ed Inazuma. But I feel like Inazuma is very small, so this isn't really a big thing to do, I think. Inazuma is one of the regions that people don't enjoy exploring, but I enjoyed all of it. I did not like Surumi, but looking back, it was kind of enjoyable. I just didn't like the quest. Or getting lost in the fog was very annoying when you just wanted to explore, and it didn't let you until you completed a quest. And we can look at my achievements for Inazuma. I have not completed this one. I'm missing a Sealy, just one. The Sakura cleansing ritual quest was one of my favorite ones with the Kitsune mask. But when did I finish my tree? I don't know. Oh, here it is. So very close time to the other one, or in Sumeru, I completed my tree as well in Inazuma, which is funny. I kind of have slowed down on a lot of things since then. Since I kind of have to slow down, there's not a lot to do. I accidentally did all this, and I should not have, but it's okay. I don't regret it, I guess. It has helped me build my account to where it is now much faster than if I didn't. And now we can move on to Fontaine. So now we are in Fontaine, and I took out all of my Fontaine girls. Minus Arlecchino.
Stop right there!
I like Fontaine, but it does score lower on my list than all of the previous regions for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I have all of the Fontaine characters, and they are my favorites. I know that's like unpopular, a lot of people love Fontaine, which Fontaine is beautiful, like, but it's just not my thing, I guess. It's a bit too modern for me, but again, I love the characters. I love like the guns and stuff that they use. Clorinda's my favorite character, or one of them, and she's a character that I invested a lot into, so I love Fontaine. But it's not my favorite for exploration. I don't really enjoy the underwater part of it either. It's so pretty, but it's just not my favorite thing. But if you love Fontaine, I completely understand why. It's a massive like improvement exploration-wise and stuff to a lot of the other areas, and I understand why it is a lot of people's favorite. I did enjoy the Archon quest a lot. I have a soft spot for all of the other places, more than I do for Fontaine. Now I am taking you to look at my fountain, which I'm sure you can guess what it's gonna say. It is maxed out. And when did I complete that? Let's take a look. I did not know that I didn't have a lot of these achievements. Oh, I also don't have my Statue of the Seven maxed out. A couple of the Hydroculuses are locked behind quests that I have not done. So maybe that is going to be future content. I reached... what is this? Huh, pretty recent. November. Okay, well. But I had fun doing that. Since I got the, treasure compass, it made it a lot easier. Fontaine is huge. These are beautiful, name cards. I definitely want these. Ooh, that's so pretty. That would look so good on Shenyun. But yes, there is my Fontaine exploration. Achievements? I don't think I showed my map yet. Here is my map. I'm very close to 100%. Okay, so now we are in Natlan, and I took out my Sitlolly to wander around with. Let's look at my level of my Statue of the Seven. It's at 6, and I haven't done a lot of Natlan questing or exploration really, like in depth, so I'm sure it won't take me that long to find a lot of them. Here is my map. It's alright. I do like the exploration in Natlan, and I like the scenery and the landscape of it. Masters of the Nightwind is my favorite tribe to explore. I love the music in the Flower Feather clan. The cowboy aesthetic is so funny to me. I love it. But the early regions of Natlan, they're fine. I think my favorite is probably People of the Springs because I love Mualani, even though I don't have her. I think she has a very cute characterization. My tribe reputations are not very high, and my Tablet of Tona isn't very close to being maxed out. I don't know if it's possible to max it, since we have one area left, I think, in Natlan. But I'm at level 24. And I have 24 sigils. It's interesting. Sitlolly is my favorite character that has came out of Natlan. Besides Mualani. I don't really like Mualani's playstyle, and going forward I don't see myself pulling for her. Because I have the DPSs that I like, and I mostly need to pull for stronger support units. I know a lot of people have like very controversial, or they think Natlan is controversial. I don't. As much as like it's not my favorite region at all, I completely understand why it is the way that it is. For me, Natlan has been like enjoyable enough for me to continue playing the game. I don't ever see myself stopping just because I don't like a region. If you don't like a game, just stop playing it. I just see way too many comments that are like so crazy to see about a video game. But yeah. People love their strong opinions, but it's not that serious, and it never has been, because it's a video game. I always forget you can do this. How do I do it?
Right here.
Oh. So now I came to the Abyss to show my history. My challenge summary. So the most I've ever been able to do is 29 stars, and that is this time. Right? No. This was last month. I got 29 stars, which for me that's awesome. How the hell did she take that much damage? I have no idea. My goal for this Abyss reset is 30 stars, and I think it's doable with the team comp that I have now. But yeah, I only recently kind of started caring about it. So I think that is where I'm going to conclude the video. In my opinion, I think I have done a lot this year with my account, and I know that that's not always like a great thing, because it means that I've been having way too much screen time, and I am not super proud of that, but whenever I'm talking about just my account, I am very proud of my account and the progress that I have made in a year. I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched so far and subscribed to my channel. My next goal is 1,000 subscribers, and I'd like to get there within the next couple of months. So if you're not subscribed, I would encourage you to do so if you enjoy my content, and there will definitely be more videos to come like this in the future. I will see you in the next one. Bye.